Uh, all right.
Yeah, it's always something with the kiddos.
It's always something, between school and sports and having four kids, I'm bound to get something. But anyways,
Yeah.
um, yeah, well, we'll just kind of get cooking. You guys, if this, is the very first time that you've ever seen Video Buzz, welcome. And if you're jumping in, trying to get maybe just some little nuggets or some new tips, tricks, how-tos, or maybe a specific section, we'll be sure and get there. Sounds like for today, we're gonna kind of the purpose is we won't take, the full hour unless you all really want to. I'm certainly happy to, but I'm just gonna kind of go through high level and just make sure that we touch, on everything that Video Buzz has for you, what you have accessible to you right now today, and just some of what you can do. How do I get there? How do I make this thing churn? So as we're going through, if you all have any questions at all, please feel free to unmute, stop me. There's a certain rhyme or rhythm that we'll kind of go through it with, but if we need to pause or redirect, please feel free. It doesn't have to be just a monologue of me talking a certain way. So yeah, would love to hear from you if we need to. So that being said, sometimes, if this is your brand new or a lot of people have never even seen this, one of the first questions that I always get asked is, how do I get here? How do I log in? What's my username and password? How do I see what you're showing, Mo? So if that's you and you've never experienced VideoBuzz before, you don't need any username or password for our system. You're going to log in to VideoBuzz directly through Leverage. Okay, so when you get into Leverage, under the marketing, on the left-hand side, there's a marketing section, and you're going to see VideoBuzz in there. And based on your credentials inside of Leverage, when you click to log into VideoBuzz, it's automatically going to route you into your own account. Okay, so all the login to your spot is directly through Leverage. Now, if you are an active sales agent, whether you're a buyer's agent or a listing agent, if you are an agent, you're going to see this all branded to you. Okay, this will be your profile picture, and this will all be your personal information. Versus if you're an office admin, or you're the broker, owner, manager, if you have an administrative role, then Leverage or Dash is going to automatically log you into the company level, okay, where you're going to be able to see all the listings, all the agents, everything. So that's really the only difference in what I'm going to show today. I'm working from the company level, but if you do log in to your own individual account, everything's going to look and operate the same. It just won't be the conglomerate of everybody's listings and everybody's info. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So dashboard. This is kind of our landing spot. This is what you're going to see when you first come in. There's some cool stuff in here. If you're ever curious, kind of what we've got cooking, or maybe you wanted to see an overview of the analytics, or hey, what's VideoBuzz been doing for me? You can expand the analytics here depending on what services of ours you're taking advantage of. Is going to obviously depend on what stats you see, right? So the listings, how many new listings do you have? These are the videos that have been created, listings that have been shared out to social media, how many likes, testimonials, those client reviews that you all get, how many have been imported, how many have been shared, and then buyer and seller follow-up properties. How many are eligible and how many have been enrolled. So if you're you like analytics, you like the stats, this will give you kind of a quick highlight of that. Down below, the kind of the second half of the screen here, you'll see there's a what's new section. This is fun. This gets updated usually at least once a quarter. And if you're ever kind of wondering, maybe it's been a couple months or so, you heard there was something new out there with VideoBuzz, this is where you can always click, and this will walk you through whatever our latest update was. Okay, so we've got some different agent email notifications here, some cool Vmail scheduling for sending emails, any of the new little nuggets or features that are a part of or packed into our latest update. You can get kind of a highlight or a summary of those right there. Okay, getting started. Again, if this is your very first time jumping in, this just kind of gives you a nice little guide or a cue as to a few of the most important things to get cooking. One of those would be, hey, make sure you connect Facebook. If you wanted to connect additional social media accounts, YouTube, or wherever, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever, set up some automations. And then of course we have our hotspot on the far right. This might be some new templates. We're going to obviously need to be changing this from a summer theme to fall, here pretty soon. It's definitely getting a little more chilly, at least here in Tennessee it is. So I don't know where you all are from, but so you'll see a hotspot here. If we've got something coming up, a new release, if there's a countdown for, if we're going to be heading to fuel, hey, you can come see us here. Here's what's kind of happening. So I'll be looking for the hotspot there as well. On this left-hand side, this is where all the site navigation is, all the different features, that you have access to. So one of the main ones here is listings. I'm going to jump in. We'll kind of start there and cover that. That ties into automation. How do I get my listing videos out to the world? And then we'll jump down to follow-ups. For those of you that are familiar with the buyer and seller follow-up program, awesome. You know how valuable that is. If you've never heard of it or don't really know, then we're going to cover it a little bit and kind of let you know what you could be taking advantage of there. So this is a really sweet program too. And then we'll just do, kind of some housekeeping with the settings or resources to wrap it up. So under listings, one of the main things that Videobuzz does for all of ERA is that every time that you have a listing video or a listing, go active, we go ahead and make a listing video for you with all that information that you have entered into your MLS. Okay, so here again, keep in mind I'm logged in at the company level, so I'm going to see everybody's listings. If I was logged into just my own account, I'm only going to see my listings. Okay, one of the new features, and I'll just jump back real quick, that you're going to see is if you're a buyer's agent. Maybe you don't have listings. You say, well, Mo, this is a waste. What do I even need the listings page for? We've added a toggle into the individual agent profile where you can actually share any of the office listings out to social media. So if you wanted to kind of help promote some inner office exchange, or help with the cross sell, you're able to. I'll just pull this up so you can get the visual. If you're anything like me, I always like just to see a visual of it. So right here, you can see the my listings and company listings. So up top here, if you are a buyer's agent, or maybe you're a new listing agent, or maybe you've been, listing properties for a long time, you're just in between having some, you can always toggle this to pull in all the office listings. And although you won't be able to edit them or, tweak it or change it, you can certainly share it out to your own social media to help promote the sale of that property. All right. Each of these listings, as you can see, kind of have their own, what I would call kind of a listing card, right? And you'll see some different buttons, some different options that are on all of these. And so first thing, obviously my picture, my basic property information, and then I have a details and edit section. I can view specific analytics relating to just this property, whereas the dashboard kind of gives me an overview of everything. If I wanted to manually share this out to social media, I can do that by clicking the share now, and this will share it. It'll take you to a page where you can choose where you'd like to share it. I can delete this. And then of course we have a branded and an unbranded version of this video in case you wanted to send, a video back to the MLS or somewhere that would require the branding to be stripped. Okay. Down below, just kind of this quick status at a glance, you're going to be able to see, hey, this is looking good. It was processed successfully. You'll see when this was created and then when it was last updated. Okay, so here's kind of an example. This one was created on August 15th. It was last updated on August 20th. So if you do have changes to the property, maybe you added some images or you changed the price, anything like that, you'll be able to see when it initially was started, and then of course when the last update was. All right. Detail.
Hey Mo,
Yeah. Yep.
quick question, and maybe it's not right here, so then we can hold it till later, but one of our agents is wondering, the videos are being shared automatically. Is that to her Facebook? And is that she would like it to stop?
No problem.
Is that
Yeah.
under here? Is it under automation?
That's going to be under automation, and I'll show you with a one click, we can get it turned
Perfect.
on for you. Super, super easy.
Perfect.
Yeah, you bet.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, we'll jump to that next, and I promise we'll get that answered for you. So if you click details and edit, this is the one I'm just going to spend, 1 or 2 minutes on. This is where we usually get the most questions relating to the listing videos. In the event that you wanted to kind of spruce this thing up, right? We go out, we automatically create it for you. But if you said, hey, I hired a videographer, I got some cool drone footage, I'd really like to add it to this property video, but the MLS won't allow me to. Well, Videobuzz will. And so you can click on that details and edit button. Here you can see all the property information that we get ingested, through Dash. But then you're also going to see this scene editor, okay? So if you click to enter the scene editor, this will pop open a little module for you where you can see all the different images that we have that make up this video. And on those, you have a few different options. You can change the scene length. So if I wanted this first one to be 10 seconds or the second one to be 3 seconds or what have you. If I wanted to change the effect, this would be the transition in between scenes. Maybe I want this to be a crossfade instead of a fade. And this one, I don't want any effect, or whatnot. And then, of course, you can add stickers. If you wanted something to say just listed or pending or open house or whatever, there's a little branded ERA sticker that will fly into this lower right-hand corner and kind of animate with a price reduced sticker or an open house, like I said, or sold, whatever it is that you would like. So this gives you a little bit of flexibility there. You also have the ability to add scenes. So if, again, you hired a videographer or you got, something cool, maybe you went out and flew the drone or what have you, you can always click to add scene. And here you can browse your computer and go out and just add whatever images that you would like to add. Okay. I don't have any sample ones right here, but I'm sure that you guys get the idea. So you just click browse, choose whatever photos that you would want. They would all pop up right here in thumbnails, and then you click to add those scenes, and those would just drop right in here. Okay. You can click and hold down and, change the sort order if you wanted this image to be first, or maybe, no, I want this image to be first. So I'll just drag that over there. So again, you don't have to do any of this, but for those of you that might want to make some simple tweaks, you do have the ability to, okay? One thing to keep in mind, if you do make changes in here, please make sure you click that save and exit button so that it will keep how you rearrange the order, or you wanted this one to be 10 seconds, right? If you just close out of here, it's not going to remember, which that's what I'm going to do. So I don't actually tweak this listing for you. But just make sure you're clicking that save and exit. Okay. Down below, you can see I can change the background music, or I can upload my own. And then of course, this will show me if you're logged in at the admin level, this will give you the ability to brand this. If you had a co-listing, or maybe you had a team and you wanted to ever add additional agents, where there's multiple agents on this property, you can do so down below. Once I've made my changes and I've got my music how I want, or I've made my scene changes, down below, here's where you would click to save and process, right? So save and exit is the one button to save just your scenes. Save and process is going to take all or any of the changes you made on this whole page and combine those now and go to the encoders and make you a brand new video. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So super easy, we spent a little bit extra time here just really diving in, but usually once you get in a rhythm of what exactly you're going in there for, it shouldn't take you too long. A couple minutes, you're in and out.
Hey, Mo.
Yeah.
So you said to add an agent that has to be an admin, correct?
Correct.
Are there any other changes or edits that can only be an admin?
No, that's the only ones. Really, the
Okay.
two main changes under the details edit page that 99% of people do is, I don't really like the background music that got added to it because we just randomized the background track. So if you want to change the music or to add or edit any scenes, those are typically the biggest lift, you know, what people go for the most.
And like price changes and things like that, those are just automatically pulled from the
Dash.
system, right? Yeah,
You
Dash,
got it.
okay.
Yeah, you don't have
Perfect.
to do any of those edits in here. In fact, even if you did, our system's going to override it with what's in your MLS, right? With whatever the actual data says is going to always trump anything that you would put in here manually.
Okay, thank
So
you.
Does that include then, would it come in automatically if there's a co-listing agent at the time that it's listed?
Yeah, so ERA currently they don't send us teams. Like if you have an actual team profile, but if there's multiple agents where you've got a primary agent and then a secondary agent, we will get both agents in that regard.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Last thing here, I suppose, is this add a listing button. If for any reason, you know, you're going out to do a CMA and you show up to Mr. and Mrs. Johnson's house and you'd like to, maybe I want to take some photos, you know, or record a quick video and show them what their home could look like, you know, branded to ERA and why you would want to list with us. You can always manually create a listing too, or if you had a pocket listing or something like that, that it wasn't quite active yet. So you do have the option to manually create any listings just by clicking add a listing, and then you'll go enter in all the details, right? So automation. Let's jump over here. And I know there was a question about how do I get this turned off? So we'll kind of cover all of that. How do I get turned on? How to get turned off? Some of the different options within the automation. So obviously it's really cool anytime stuff can get done for me. You know, if I don't have to do it and it still gets done, that's a win. You know, creating the listings is great. Getting them out to the world is even better, right? I mean, I'm not going to buy my own listing, and so it does me no good if all I got is the video to me. There's two different types of automations, as you can see up top. First one is in relation to the listings and sending your listing videos out to the world. The second one is client reviews, okay? And we're going to cover both. I'm going to start with the listing lifecycle. So if you click into listing lifecycle, and again, I'm logged in at the office level. So this would be relating to everybody's listings going to the company pages. If you're logged in under your profile, this will be just how do you want your listings directed to your pages, okay? Just listed and open house videos are completely free. They're included. It's active right now for you. We get all your open house dates and times automatically fed to us. So what will happen if you wanted to market your open houses is we will automatically 24 hours before your open house, we're going to rebrand your video for you automatically with an open house sticker and post it to social media with open house, this date and time, and all of the property information for you. Okay, so if you had one on Saturday, it'll post Friday, you know, 24 hours ahead of time. Okay. How do I get this thing started? So for just listed or open houses, they both function exactly the same. You're just going to click into either one and you will see this screen here that's going to give me a few different options. Okay. First one, as you can see, I'm going to choose between Facebook or YouTube, just as an FYI too, just to kind of cover it. Anywhere that you see gold, you'll notice throughout the platform, we do have a paid upgrade that enhances everything, gives you some other cool stuff. It's not required. You know, if you find you're jumping in here and you're like, man, I really would like to be able to record my own videos, or Instagram is a big thing, I'd like to send more places or whatever. There's always that option, you know, but you certainly don't have to do that. I'm just going to cover what the corporate benefit is right now. But if anybody has any questions about the yellow stuff or the gold stuff, I'm happy to answer that too. But you'll pick Facebook or YouTube. Here you can see this will show me my Facebook account and what pages I have access to under that account. Now, please keep in mind that these have to be Facebook business pages. That's not a Videobuzz requirement, that's a Facebook requirement. So if you do have a personal page and you don't see it here, that's why. Okay, it's got to be a business page with Facebook in order for them to pump this through to us. If you have not connected, like Facebook, which it looks like YouTube, you haven't, there's no YouTube account here. You can just simply click the connect an account button. This will have you log in. You guys have probably all seen, something similar where it's like, hey, do you give Videobuzz permission to post to your page for you? And you say yes. And that's gonna give us the connection that we need to be able to share these videos to your page. Okay. Super, super easy. You just got to do it one time. Once I choose my account and my page, now you'll see off on the kind of the middle section here, I can turn on daily posting, and then I can choose what's the maximum number of posts that I would want per day. Usually, if this is just my account, the odds are I'm not going to have 10 new listings on the same day. It would be great if I did, but odds are that won't happen. But you can set this throttle however you need. Same thing, for at the office level. If you were like, hey, don't ever post more than 3 because we've got other content that we put out there, totally up to you, but this is what that stands for. Off on the right, you're going to notice that there's a custom signature. So if maybe you have a certain motto that you go by, or a tagline, or you wanted to put your designations in there, or, whatever it is that you might be known for. If you had a signature that you wanted added to the bottom of all of your posts, you can add that there. Just type in whatever you'd like and then make sure that toggle is on. Okay, I'll go ahead and delete this real quick. And then lastly, here is the email confirmation. Would you like Videobuzz to send you a quick email whenever you have something post out to your page? And it's a simple toggle. You can turn that on or off, okay? Make sure up top that you have this set to active, and then press save, and this will be turned on. Now, same thing is true, to whoever was needing to get this turned off. If you jump into automation, and you will see under, I don't know if it was new listings or the open houses that are posting, but regardless, what you'll see anywhere that this is green and not gray, that means that this automation is turned on. So if you jump in here, you click and say, I don't want this green, I don't want it posting, I've got a different way that I'm doing it. You can just turn that off, press save, and now it will turn the automation off for you. Okay, so it's all just dependent on that active button, whether it's on or off. Okay, so now if I go back, we're going to see that it's gray. Right, so now this is not turned on. There are no new listing automations that are going to post. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back on. Somebody stop me if you did want this one off, but I'll leave it exactly where it was. So that's not tweaked.
Hey, Mo.
Yeah.
Quick question, and Peyton, jump in if I'm not getting this right. So for Facebook, if we wanted the automated videos being posted, we would turn that off. But what if we want them to be automatically posting to YouTube?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So these are all independent, right? So if I click on YouTube, you'll notice this is off.
Okay.
Oh,
Right?
Perfect.
So
Thank
if you wanted Facebook off, but I want YouTube on, right? These are all independent of each other. Does that make sense?
It does. Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, you're welcome. And I'll show you at the end here too. We have video tutorials on all of this. So, if anybody is watching right now and you're frantically taking notes or going, oh, geez, I'm going to miss it. There's a lot here. We've got you covered. Everything we'll talk about today under this resources tab, I'll show you where you can get quick little 2-3 minute videos will help point you in the right direction too. Awesome. All right. So let's jump back into automation. So any of these, the new listings is what we were in. Open houses is going to operate exactly the same. Again, with the gold, these all operate exactly the same, but we track price reduced, sale pending, sold. You just get more opportunity to market the life cycle of the home if you end up being a pro user. And the only reason we charge is because it costs us more money each time that we're making the videos, Same thing for the social media networks is if you want to turn on TikTok and Instagram and Reels and stories and all those are different aspect ratios, and so they require new videos, which costs a little bit more money to our servers. So anyway, that kind of gives you the rundown of that. So the other piece to automation that we want to cover is the client reviews. Now, I'm not positive. Some companies do this, some don't. I don't know where y'all stand. So if this isn't something that y'all partake in and don't want to cover it, feel free to stop me. But kind of how this works is, it looks like you've got some. So Videobuzz is not the ones who send out the clients a review on, hey, how was it to work with Jamie? Did Jamie take care of you? What do you think? Give us some feedback. Here's kind of how this whole thing works: is the brand post transaction is going to send, David here and Autumn a review. Hey, give us some feedback. How was it working with Jamie? Any of those client reviews that get sent back in that are 5 stars and the client checked the little box, I think, or toggled it. It's like question 20 or 21, somewhere in there, to allow or give permission to use their review publicly. Videobuzz sees all those client reviews. So if you had a bad transaction and you're like, oh crap, this was a 2 or 3 star and I don't want this to post, don't worry, it won't. Okay, we only are taking in the 5-star reviews that you have permission to use. Okay, same thing goes for, oftentimes we get asked, hey, wait a minute, I know I got a 5-star review, where is it? I don't see it anywhere in here. 99% of the time, it's because they forgot to give you permission to use it publicly, right? So if you jump into leverage, you'll be able to see, oh shoot, Brian and Lacey, they gave me this awesome review. I need to just ping them real quick and make sure that it's okay to use it publicly. As soon as they correct that, then we'll go ahead and get that review. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So how you set this up, now YouTube, Instagram, all of these we're going to be turning on later this year once we flip all these reviews into video form. So we're going to have, the stars kind of fly in and shine, and instead of having a static image, it's going to kind of creatively build just to give a little animation, be a little more eye-catching, and then we'll be able to send those to all of the different networks. Right now, this is just Facebook, so this kind of operates exactly the same as the listings, as far as choose Facebook, choose your account, choose your page, and you're good there. In the middle, you get to tell us, how do you want these to post? You can have them post immediately. You can say, hey, pause for 48 hours. Maybe I want to jump down and edit this, or just double check everything and then go ahead and post it, but give me a couple days just to look it over. Or you can toggle this to require your approval. So if you said, nope, I know they're all 5 stars, but no matter what, I want to come in here and click to post it. I don't want something being posted for me. You certainly have that option as well. Okay. Email confirmations, kind of same as listings. Do you want our system to ping you and let you know once something runs and goes live? You just toggle that on or off. And then off on the right-hand side, here you can see the 6 different templates that we have currently. You can choose from all of these. You could say, I only like the blue ones, so rotate between those. Or you might say, you know what, I use the blue and white 5-star agents. I don't want the Bravo or Applause, whatever. Everybody has a different preference, but whichever ones of these you choose, it will just rotate, through all of them, kind of give you a little bit different style each time that they post. Same thing as the listings. Make sure that this is turned active and then press save if you want to run them. Okay, if you don't want these to run, like it looks like there's some really good reviews in here. They have not been running or have not been posted to Facebook. If you want those to automatically run, we would just check this active, press save, and now the system would be turned on for you. Okay, these can run. Again, I'm at the office level, so I'm seeing all of the agents. If you jump in, you're going to see only yours. These can run independently. So If the office ends up posting it, for Chelsea, and Chelsea's like, well, no, don't post it on the office. I want it to go to my personal page. That's okay. It can go to both. Okay, so if you set it up just for you, the office can set it up for the office as well, and they can run, independently of each other. Down below, if I click on this see all, you're going to notice this is where it'll show me the creative, the agent name, client name, when this was received, if this was been posted to Facebook or not. If it has already been posted, you'll see a little Facebook button here, and you can click on that and it'll take you right out to the actual Facebook post, right? So you can see, who liked it or shared it or commented or whatever, right there under the posted section. Off on the right, you're going to notice a few different action items. Here you can see the details or edit. You can post this now. It's ready to go out to social, or you can delete this if you needed to. Under details and edit, it looks like that one didn't get filled in. A couple of these didn't. Let's see if we can find one that. Here we go. All right. So here, the client review. You can see exactly what they wrote. And yes, you can edit this. Okay. Now, there's a caveat. The idea here is not to just wipe this out and give a nice song and dance about how wonderful you are, right? So, although that would be tempting, don't do that. The idea here is that you'd be surprised, actually maybe you wouldn't, but you'd be surprised probably how many 5-star reviews we've seen nationwide that might use some curse words. It's got some colorful language in there about how wonderful Shirley was with some expletives or whatnot. So if you notice some grammar or some language or something that you just kind of want to massage a little bit to be a little more professional because it's going on your page, that's what the details and edit is truly designed for, right? Make the little tweaks that you might need to, just to make sure it looks and reads correctly. And then you can click save, and now you're going to be good to go. All right. So that kind of gives you the update on client reviews. And again, just FYI, client reviews is not active currently. Whoever, if that matters, or you wanted it on, just jump in there and click active. Down below here, you'll see recent automations. This is where you can see anything that has already posted. This will show me the property. It will tell me the automation type. It was just listed or open house or whatever. And then it'll tell me where it was sent. So if you have multiple networks turned on, it goes to Facebook and to YouTube, and it'll light up and show me if it was. You'll notice in the lower left-hand part of my screen right down here, if I highlight on this, there's a link. If I click this, this will take me right out to the Facebook post, or it'll take me right to the YouTube video if I clicked this because it was shared there, okay? And then date posted down below. So you can see, this one was posted a couple days ago. This was end of August, that sort of thing. You also have the ability to search for anything. So especially at the admin level, if you were wondering, hey, Wayne was asking me if 123 Main Street got posted. I don't see it right here. You're able to just type it in the search there, and it will go ahead and search and show you, yep, here's 123 Main Street. Oh, it was posted back on August 31st, so nice little search tool right there for you as well. All right. So any questions on automation so far? No, all good. Hopefully we got.
Nope.
And
I think we're good.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh.
The one person taken care of for turning it off. So, was there a question?
Well, this is, it's not about automation.
Oh, okay. You can still ask it if you want. It's no problem.
Well, so we had one agent just ask, there's a listing that's showing up on her dashboard, right?
Yeah,
That is closed,
but it's as active.
but it's showing as active on her dashboard. So I just wondered what.
Yeah, mine was to go in and talk.
Under listings.
Yeah.
Do we have to go in and toggle that off, or is that pulled from?
From 3 years ago on this.
Which one was it,
How do you toggle it off?
Dina?
And it is 2400 Cascade Drive.
2400 Cascade Drive, if you see that one on our.
Details.
Let's see.
I'm not top, I had to toggle mine off because I had mine 2 years ago. When I was showing active.
2400 Cascade Drive.
Yep,
Yeah, so it looks like last update on this was way back in March 20th. Does it show closed in Dash? Like it's officially sold and closed?
it,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I mean, it should, I can check with Jenny, because I know that's where it's pulling from, but
Because normally it'll go inactive like this. All of those
Yeah,
statuses are-
Ashley, just double check Dash. Sometimes I'll see for whatever reason, a listing may end up in Dash twice, in one gets closed and then one's still hanging there. So I just, I would just go into Dash and look for it. If not, Mo will probably tell you, you can sort of submit a ticket with Videobuzz and they'll, kind of look into it and update it. But just double check Dash first.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. And I'll go through kind of how to get a ticket to us as well. The team's really good. Oftentimes I'm involved, with the customer support responses too. So we've got a really great working relationship with the Dash team. So if it's on their side of the fence, they'll help us out. If it's on our side, you can let either of us know. But yeah, as a starting point, Wayne's right. If you can just double check Dash, make sure there's no duplicates or that it is in fact marked as inactive in their data, then that's where we read all of this info from. So,
Okay,
but
sweet,
even if
thanks.
there's a glitch there, we'll figure out a way to take care of you if we need to.
Okay.
So we'll jump into follow-ups. This is kind of the last little piece, and then we'll do some of this little housekeeping and open it up to whatever other questions come up.
It's driving me nuts.
Are you all familiar with the buyer seller follow-up platform? Is that something that you've engaged with, as a whole, or no? I'm just kind of gauging.
I know that I would assume that's like at closing when we say, do we want the the 7 year?
Yeah, 7 year, 4 year.
So I know that I always check that, yes, I want that to happen, but I don't know that any of us have really like gotten in to see like what our clients are actually getting.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'll just kind of give you the highlights of it. Just so you have a full understanding of how it works, how do I do it, that sort of thing. For anybody who doesn't even know, what in the world is this follow-up program? I've never heard of that. ERA offers this follow-up program for the buyers and sellers that you can, enroll your clients into. How it works and what it consists of is throughout the year, we, Videobuzz, will send out 2 USPS, hard mailers. We'll send 2 different postcards to your clients that are enrolled, one in the spring, one in the fall. And it actually gets delivered right to their mailbox, as a hard piece to them. Then there is 8 to 10, kind of depending on just, where seasons fit and what ERA gives us for content, 8 to 10 emails that go out just as kind of a slow drip to your clients throughout the year. Great way just to be able to have you stay in front of them. We have been running this now for about 7 going on 8 years. And if you have clients enrolled in this, then you already probably know the value. If you haven't yet, or maybe you're going, another email drip. Here's what I want to tell you. We do not write this content. ERA writes it. They do a wonderful job. Whoever their team is that writes this for you, it always comes from you. As you can see, this is your face. It's branded to you. The way that this is written, though, is super engaging. It's not drippy, or it's not like, I'm getting something from Lowe's or Home Depot, trying to sell me another hammer or whatever. It's seasonal, it's relatable, tips, tricks. Maybe it's a recipe. Maybe it's, about home renovations or where interest rates are at, all kinds of really cool stuff. We know that it's well received based on the stats. Okay. The stats tell us that out of the hundreds of thousands of these emails that we send out over the years, we have a less than 1% unsubscribe rate, right? So it's a big testament to the fact that users are getting this, or your clients are getting this, and it's well received because they're not ditching them. They're not saying, never send me this again, which gives you the opportunity to just constantly stay in front of them, you know? So that's kind of what the program consists of. How it works, and probably the best part of this, is that if you enroll on the buyer side, so you have a buyer and you enroll them within 30 days of your property closing, ERA will pay for this for you. A 4-year marketing program, and it costs you nothing. Okay. So how it works is you're going to jump in here to enroll a property. You'll notice on the buyer side, there's enroll property, and seller side as well. And then you can view what properties you already have enrolled for the buyer and seller side. So if I click to enroll a property here, this is going to pull up, again, all of the different properties that are in the company. If you were logged in just as you, it's going to show only your properties. And then you'll see the listing address, when was my close date, free enrollment, is this eligible or not because it's beyond the 30 days, who the agent was, plan type, recipient info, and then details and edit. You can always click on this if you needed to tweak or maybe add, you know, a new email address or anything like that. Okay. So on these ones that say eligible, all that this is telling you is that this is a free one, right? I can click on this and I can click to enroll, and it will cost me nothing. And you know, this listing address to Jason and Taylor Webb, they're going to get the postcards, and they're going to be able to get the emails from me automatically for the next 4 years. Didn't cost me a penny. Any of these that it's been beyond that, like some of these that are older, just because it says not eligible, it doesn't mean that you can't enroll them. It just means that it's going to cost you. Because we do this, again, in the thousands and thousands, we've got an ERA special price. It costs you $9, like one time, not each year, not each month, $9 one time. You get a 4-year program. Okay, so you can still click on this. You would click enroll, and then a little pop-up will come, say, hey, here's your checkout through Stripe. You would pay that and they would be enrolled. Okay. Now, different companies do this different ways. So I hope I'm not putting my foot in my mouth here, but probably the easiest way, if this is a program that you say, hey, we really at ERA Priority, we want this to, you know, to take place. If from the office admin level, you jump in, a lot of the admins will just set a calendar reminder for every 25 days, just to make sure you're not, you know, that you're not overlapping the 30 days. And all you have to do is jump in, click this, enroll all free properties, one click, everything that's eligible gets enrolled. Right. So every 25 days, you would literally log into Videobuzz. Oh, I got my reminder. I'll click follow-ups, enroll a property. And then you're just going to click that button. Enroll all free properties, done. Everybody's enrolled that has closed within the last 25 days, right? So real easy way, you know, if that's something that administratively you wanted to take care of. The other option.
We hold.
No, sorry, go ahead.
We do have our office manager, Jenny, if you select the box on our little closing sheet, then she does it for us and has for years. So I'm wondering why so many say not eligible, because she's on her game. Like, so I am curious if there's something that's not, like, I don't know. There's just so many. We all pretty much select at least the free one, and
yeah. So the one kicker would be if there's no email address, ERA will not enroll it. So there has to be an email address.
There has to be an email. Okay.
Yeah.
That I think is probably the answer then.
Yes, some of these that Or like this one, John and Adela, it looks like there's a to be determined maybe for an address. So it won't know where to send the postcard. So there could be some caveats there, but yeah, there has to be an email address or ERA. We'll say click details, put in an email address, and then you can add them. But they won't cover it if there's no email. So that could be at least the reason for some of these.
I'm betting it is, so that is good to know. We are gonna fix that immediately.
All right. It doesn't look like there's a ton, maybe 10 to 15. So if you did want to enroll those people, go put in the emails and then shoot me an email. And I'll see what I can do to get them caught up for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So enrolled properties, if you ever were wondering, like you were just saying, hey, she's really on her game. I know that there's got to be a lot in there. You can also view the enrolled properties and just double check, hey, did my latest listing make it in there? Is everything looking good? And this will show you the listing address, who the agent was, obviously, the office, but this will also then show you the end and the sold date. So this was the sold date. This is the end date of the marketing. So they're going to be in here, getting their 4 years worth of the follow-up plan until September 12th of 2028, right? If you come in here and you're like, uh-oh, this is the last month that they've got something, I really would like to extend it. You can always click on this upgrade button. And again, it is a small cost because obviously the postcards, there's a print cost and whatnot. But you can click, yeah, I'm sure I'd like to upgrade this. And this will give me a quick little pop-up. And I'm enrolling this. This will take it to a 7-year plan for $9, right? One time. So you put in your card number here and away you go. Now you just bumped it for another 3 years, $3 a year. And you've extended them now for an additional 3 years. So if you did need to, again, change anything on someone who's already enrolled, maybe they got a new email address, or you wanted to unenroll or delete them, you can do that. One other little caveat, and I know this isn't always the norm, so to speak, but it has come up. But if you ever, whether they are enrolled or whether you're going to enroll them, so I'll jump back because it's a little more common under the enroll section. If you have a client that you'd like to enroll so that you're staying in front of them or whatnot, but maybe they were an investor, this isn't their main residence, or maybe it's a vacation home, something like that. And you're like, well, don't send the postcard there. I'd like to stay in front, of Jason and Taylor, but they don't live at 4503 Gage Court, right? Under details and edit, you do have the option for an alternative address. So if you type in this address, if you're like, well, this was the listing they bought, but that's going to be their vacation home. I really want the postcard to go here, right? Or, well, this is the investment property, but I want the postcard to go to my investor. So I stay in front of them that way. If you type in an alternative address, this is where the postcards will go instead of the listing address. Okay, does that make sense? So it won't go to both. This will always take precedent over the listing address if you want to fill that out. Okay. All right. So seller side, same exact thing. If we jump back in here, and you have, you've got a seller that you'd like to enroll or view the enrolled properties, it's the same exact program, the postcards, the emails. The only difference on the seller side is that ERA doesn't pay for it. They pay for the buyer side. So you're going to see that under the free enroll, all of these are going to say, no, it's not eligible. That does not mean that you can't click on this and click to enroll. It's just going to give you that little credit card prompt, hey, help us cover the postage and the print of the postcards for the next 4 years, for the $9. So anyway.
So it is just the $9.
Excuse me.
4 years on that too.
It's $12. The 4 years, $12.
12, okay.
It's $3 a year, is what we try and recoup in the postage and print costs. So $1.50.
Do you know what it is for 7?
7, let's see. We'll just click it and enroll. get this.
Currently, we just have our, 21. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
We just have our
$3
seller, our buyers. I didn't even realize there was a seller follow-up one. So this is,
Yeah.
we're gonna get this going too.
Yeah, so, yeah, so
Yeah.
again, the only in the 4-year here, as you can see, just to give you again the visual, it breaks down, at the discounted rate to about $3 a year, regardless. Oh, here you go. The recipient email in order to opt that in, so that one doesn't have an email. So let's try this one. Yeah, so 7 years, 21, and the 4 years should be 12.
All right, sweet.
So super easy on that. Yeah, and again, we've got tutorials for that as well. So that covers follow-ups. I'm trying to think of anything I'm missing here. No, I don't think so. Oh, one thing that you don't see in here, that's a part of this is anytime that we do send the postcard or when we send one of these emails out, we're going to make sure that we send you an email as well and let you know this email just went to this list of your clients, right? So that you're never caught off guard when Mo calls you up and I'm like, oh my gosh, Jane, thanks so much for reaching out. And I'm going, wait, what did I didn't reach out. What are you talking about? There's nothing worse than getting caught off guard with that. So anytime that these go out, we'll email the clients and then we send you an agent recap that's going to show you, hey, here's the message that went out. Here's all the people that it went to, just so that you're always kind of in the know as to what the system is doing for you. Lastly here is resources. So resources, this is a great tool. As Wayne mentioned earlier, you can always reach out to our support team. They're great. If you have any questions or need some help, or maybe later down the road, you just wanted to do one of these, maybe it's a one-on-one type of a Zoom that you need some help. You can always reach out to the ERA team. I know they're great as well. They're super savvy with the Videobuzz platform. But if you ever wanted to reach out to our guys directly, you can fill out this support form, just first name, last name, whatever info you can give us. And, I'm having a problem with the platform, or I was wondering about upgrading, or my automations, this or that, whatever. Type us whatever you need, click to submit this. This will get ticketed with our team. It also gets followed by the ERA team. So maybe it's not a Videobuzz issue, maybe it's a Dash issue, or something in the data. Everybody kind of gets their hands in here to make sure that you get taken care of. The other piece is the tutorials. If you ever did have a question about, automation here, my social media automation, how do I get Facebook going? Or how do I get my client reviews going or whatnot? We have these tutorial videos in here that you can view. I think there's like 12 new ones that we're just getting ready to launch because we've got a really cool, couple of cool new features that we've been waiting to be able to do all at once. So that's coming soon as well. And then down below, you're going to notice the training button. So there's a couple different ways that we train depending on the time of year. Through the summer, we have not been doing the national webinars, but we're getting ready to pick those back up in October. So what you'll notice is that you can always schedule a training with us. So if you needed to do a one-on-one, you can pick a calendar day and time, or soon there's going to be another option that you can sign up for one of the upcoming webinars, right? So we usually do these every other week, and we do it usually in like 6-week sprints. So we'll go like October up to about Thanksgiving, and then we won't do it between Thanksgiving and New Year. And then after the New Year, we'll go like January 15th to like March 15th, have a couple of months where we're doing the webinars, making sure everybody's good, so on. So if you need a one-on-one here, you can do that. If you see a webinar button, you can always join one of the upcoming webinars as well. If you like more of a group setting where you can be quiet, and not have to talk, that's always an option as well. So users, this is only an admin button. So if you're logged in and you're following along, or later when you log in, you're like, hey, I didn't see a users button. You won't, right? You're going to be the only user of your own account. However, the office admins you have the option to see if you did have multiple offices, you'd see those here, or you can click agent profiles and see all the agents that are in the company. If you ever needed to log in as them or help them or, mark as inactive or whatever, that's what the users tab is. And then lastly is settings. When you're going in, to listings or to setting up automation, and it will prompt you if you need to connect, Facebook or YouTube or whatever. The other area you can do that is right here under settings. You can just go ahead and connect them. And you have the email preferences. So if you wanted a system notification, here's where you can turn those on or off, depending on what you like. You might say, no, I don't want it. I got enough emails, turn all these off. Or you might say, no, if a listing video has an error because there's no images or they were too low a resolution, send me an email, let me know so I can correct it. That sort of a thing. So anyway, all that's housed under settings. There is, if you ever did have questions, this will kind of give you the, hey, here's what's included with corporate. Here's what you get packed into the upgrade features, and you can toggle through that if you're ever curious. Yeah, all that's, packed in there on the settings page. So with that said, I appreciate you guys taking the time and listening to me yap all this time. So I'm going to shut up and kind of turn the mic over. And if you all have any questions, comments, feedback, things maybe you were hoping to see that we didn't cover, I'm happy to answer that. So floor is yours.
Anyone have any questions?
And that was pretty thorough.
That was great. Thank you. I've got a list of stuff we need to do. Oh,
Awesome.
there we are. So,
All right.
Yeah,
well,
thank you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. If you ever, want to jump on again, we can do, well, I do Zooms like this, all the time. So please, this isn't the last time, hopefully, we chat with you. As Wayne knows, we're really hands-on. So if we get new features or you're ever confused or need some help with something, hit that resources tab and reach out to us. We'll be sure we help you out.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mo. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome. I've got this recording. As soon as it's done, where would you like me to send it?
You can just email it to me and then I'll upload it and then share the link. So
Awesome. Sounds good, Wayne. It'll be coming to you shortly.
awesome. Thank you, Mo.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have
Thank
a great rest of
you.
the week. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, Wayne.
Bye.